It's semi-finals night in Top Shot 82, and for the first time since the inception of the competition, two Hobart sides meet, City of Glenorchy Bruins and Hobart Dominoes. Both sides made it through to the semi-final by the skin of their teeth with 1-point victories in their quarter-finals, and there won't be much between them tonight. With more on tonight's match and a look at what's been and what's to come in the series, here's David Beattie.
Thank you, Peter. Well, all three sides have made it into the Top Shot semi-finals this year, and in the first 2 weeks we saw two of these sides, City of Glenorchy Bruins and Dominoes, win their respective games by the solitary point, and they meet in tonight's first semi-final. In the following week we saw Pecunis get over Ulverston rather easily, and Burnie defeated the Dose last week with a good victory over Sanyo City, and they will meet in the second semi-final of Top Shot next Friday night. On August the 27th we will have the grand final. The opening five for the City of Glenorchy Bruins tonight will see number 4 Danny Adamson, number 5 Graham Debnam, number 6 Steve Davey, number 8 Ray Stearns, number 13 Kurt Keller, who was captain coach of the Glenorchy Bruins. For the Dominoes, who will be in black and white tonight and attacking the goals to your right, we have number 5 Roger Kropp, number 7 Mal Hall, number 11 Bruce Ward, number 13 Leon Walsh, number 15 our co-commentator from last week Alden Ulrich, and the side will be coached by Peter Robertson.
Well, both sides are at centre court impatiently waiting the tip-off in this first semi-final, and as you might have guessed, with two Hobart sides clashing tonight, there's a pretty good crowd here at Warrane. Okay, let's find out who will be the first side to go through to the 82 Top Shot Grand Final. My co-commentator Dave Beattie.
Now we're joining play, in fact, 8 minutes into the first half.
Keller. I think he's in for a good night somehow. 6-all.
And that's a bit more like it from Alden. We expect to see him hit those shots with some consistency, and I think that might be the first of many.
Roger Kropp played a good second half in the quarter-final. Adamson on the fast break, 3-on-1. Stearns gets another chance. Keller goes past Hall. Adamson. 8-6. Bruins 2 points up with 13:54 left. Mal Hall. Rebound by Bruce Ward, makes the 2 points, 8-all. And both teams starting to find their feet now. Little misunderstanding there, but it doesn't hurt the Dominoes at all. Ulrich. And the crowd right behind the State Director of Coaching. 10-8 the score.
That's Alden's forte, is that jump shot, Peter, and if he can get that going tonight, that's going to be a valuable weapon for the Dominoes side.
Danny Adamson throws his 8th point of the night. He's got another chance now.
Foul called on Mal Hall against Danny Adamson there. And substitution for the Bruins, with Graham Debnam going off, being replaced by number 9 Steve Caldwell. Now, the last time Bruins had a side ball,
Roger Kropp just going off too for Dominoes, and Glenn Ward coming on.
Right, sorry, Peter. The last time Bruins had a side ball, Kurt Keller got an easy 2 points off it. Here it comes again. Can they score again from it? No. Dominoes will wake up on this occasion, or were they?
Set piece that they've been working on, obviously, David.
Yes, that's
makes the score 12-10.
That's reaped them 4 points, Peter, that particular play.
Bruce Ward gives it to Ulrich. Glenn under the basket there. And that decision incenses the Bruins fans. About the biggest reaction we've heard from a crowd during Top Shot 82.
I think the majority of them might be Bruins supporters, Peter, by the looks of it.
Not very animated there, but they were a second ago. Glenn Ward's off target. Got 2 more to make 2. Just desserts, say the Bruins fans. Just the 1 point for Glenn Ward, and they're 1 point down Dominoes. Glenorchy Bruins 12, Dominoes 11. Coming up to 12 minutes left of the first half. And first 2 points of the match for Steve Caldwell.
An object lesson there, Peter, of you know, the necessity to follow your shot to the basket, and Steve Caldwell did that on that occasion and reaped the benefit.
And Steve Davey just getting a fingertip to that pass across court there, which made Dominoes lose the ball, and that's what Bruins have done up the other end of the court. Interesting foot movements from Adamson and Ulrich there. Keller only going with one hand. Davey. Good defense there from Glenn Ward between 2 Bruins players. Little feeling between these 2 clubs, Dave?
Yes, some feeling, Peter. They're old rivals, and Bruins, of course, are undefeated on the Hobart Basketball League ladder this year, and although they've won a number of their games only by small margins, they've been reasonably impressive, whereas Dominoes have been a little bit hot and cold. They went down last week to Dodgers, who they should have been, they would have been favoured to beat, but so they can be a good side on their night, but on other occasions they struggle a little.
16-11 is the score. Those last 2 points were from Danny Adamson. He's scored 10 of Bruins 16. They're 5 points up. Make that 3 points up. 2 points for Bruce Ward. 16-13. Substitution by the Dominoes bench. On comes Peter Windsor, and the man to go off is Mal Hall. So Peter Windsor getting a run quite early, Dave?
Yes, that's probably a good move by Peter Robertson. Mal Hall hasn't been contributing much, and Peter, although not a dynamic player, is a very, very strong workhorse, and he'll give them 100% effort.
This is Glenn Ward. Leon Walsh, haven't seen terribly much from him yet. Here's Windsor, his first touch for the game.
Oh, Peter should have put that one away and didn't.
I think he was very surprised to have the ball in
so easily.
Such a position.
Yes, Peter.
And not a very good exhibition of shooting just there from the Dominoes side. Let's see what Keller can do from the top of the key. Rather, Ulrich. Get those 2 Americans mixed up for some reason. It's Kurt Keller with the headband. Where is it, says Glenn Ward. It's in the basket. 2 points. Steve Caldwell gets on the score sheet again for the Bruins side. And I think that should make the score 18-13, should it? Yes, it clicks up on the scoreboard now. So with the timeout called, a 5-point break for the Bruins. Just over 9 minutes left of the half.
Yes, Peter. Dominoes finding that basket a little bit elusive at the moment. You know, 1 or 2 that they really should have got. No excuses. That last one of Peter Windsor's was a typical example. They can't afford to let easy opportunities like that slide by. And Peter Robertson will be trying to instill that in the players to take a second longer ensure that whenever an easy opportunity comes along that they convert.
Well, Peter Windsor, plenty to say to his Dominoes lineup. That's he, the gentleman in the middle there.
Haven't seen much from our man of the match in the first series, Leon Walsh, for the Dominoes yet, Peter. And
very slow
he's
start.
going to have to lift his game if they're to be a threat in the game.
18-13 is the score. Bruins lead. Windsor didn't want to go for it, lacking a little confidence perhaps after missing that first one. Ball cut out by Keller, and it's Dominoes from the side.
Bruins working very well in the man-to-man defence. They're not giving too much away and hustling very hard. Make it difficult for Dominoes' better players to get free.
Bruce Ward makes the score 15-18. Desperation there from Ulrich, gets it off to Windsor. Good defence there by the Bruins through Caldwell, and it's their ball from the side. Foul called there on number 15 for the Dominoes side. That's Alden Ulrich's first foul of the night.
A little bit unlucky on that occasion, I think, Alden. He was following through and he shot and managed to make contact with one of the Bruins players there, and the foul was called. It was there rightly, but a little bit unlucky.
Stearns from the corner. All to do about nothing there for 30 seconds. Bruce Ward slips. There must be some perspiration down there. There's more now as bodies sprawl everywhere. Adamson hooks it back to Keller. Keller to new man on for Bruins, number 7 in Craig Gower.
He made a rather elementary mistake there, Peter. Instead of going for the basket, he took a step backwards. Consequently, he found himself further away and missed the shot.
Foul there called on Bruins. Didn't pick up who it was on.
That gets them into that 8-foul situation, Peter. That one, so for every foul now, no matter whether it's a shooting foul or a backcourt foul, the Dominoes side will have 2 free shots.
Leon Walsh on the line. Stearns was the man who fouled. And Walsh makes his 2 points. That makes things more interesting. 17-18, just the 1-point lead for the Bruins in the green. It's in their half now, or the half, their attacking half. I think even Keller would try one from that first distance he feigned. Adamson will he get another chance? He'll get free throws. The foul called on Peter Windsor.
Perseverance paying off there for Danny Adamson. Missed the first shot rather badly, but followed in, got the rebound and attracted the foul. First shot from Danny Adamson, good.
It's 11 points for him so far in the match.
And that's the way to shoot free throws. 2 in a row.
20-17 the score. 7 minutes 20 left in the first half of this Top Shot first semi-final. Bruce Ward. It's the 1 point, the difference again. Well cut out by Ulrich. Lovely 2 points, and for the first time in the match, Dominoes are in front.
Beautiful left-hand layup there by Alden Ulrich. Really out-positioned Craig Gower extremely well there to make that layup.
This is Gower. Caldwell. And momentum starting to build in the match after a very lacklustre first 10 minutes or so. It's 21-22, Bruins back in front. Stearns gives the ball back there to Gower. Those two having a private game. It's passing practice for Bruins at the moment. Defence from Leon Walsh.
Oscar-winning performance there from Ray Stearns, trying to convince the referees there was a foul there, but the referees having nothing to do with it, and rightly so.
Good rebound from Walsh. Coming down the court is Peter Windsor. And they love everything Ulrich does, this crowd tonight, especially the Dominoes part of it. And Walsh starting to find his place in the match. I wondered where he was hiding for the first 15 minutes. He's put Dominoes back in front.
I think that last time out, Peter Robertson probably had a bit of a go at Leon and said, Leon, come on, pull your weight. You're one of the tallest men out there. You're not doing enough. And he's risen to the occasion and thrown a couple of nice baskets to put Dominoes 1 point in front.
Referee Graham Brown signalling that Peter Windsor was at fault, fouling there, as just when we thought he was starting to come into the match, Leon Walsh has taken off.
A rather strange move, Peter, really.
Gary Hill's come on to replace him. One more chance for Kurt Keller. He makes his two. And they go back to that 1 point lead. The Bruins, 24-23. Coming up to 5 minutes left. Cut out by Adamson. Here's 2 points. Will he slam it? He was fouled in the attempt by Windsor. 3 to make 2 for Danny Adamson. And Windsor, what's that as far as his foul tally is concerned? His third.
3 fouls, yes, to Peter Windsor.
So that's a team foul situation of 8 each.
Yes, they caught up very quickly in that foul situation. At one stage, I think it was 8-4 in favour of the Dominoes, having only 4 fouls to Bruins 8, but they've quickly racked up another 4 fouls to even the score with 8 fouls apiece. So both sides in the 2 free shot situation for any foul that's called. Point number 14 for Danny Adamson.
And that stretched the lead for the Bruins to 3 points. Glenn Ward, good defensive work there from Caldwell.
And there we have the situation of a backcourt foul with Danny Adamson to go to the line for 2 free shots. Being the 9th team foul for the Dominoes side.
These really are a bonus. A bonus 2 points for the Bruins. 28-23, 16 points thrown so far by Danny Adamson. Perhaps he's looking to get his name on that list of top scorers in Top Shot. Gower stretched the lead to 7 points. All paths blocked for Peter Windsor. So he goes back to Bruce Ward. Here's Glenn Ward. Keller found it at his feet.
Dominoes falling into the trap of trying to shoot over the top of their much taller opponents, and as a result, a number of the shots are being deflected or stopped, and I think that they could well do much better to try and work underneath rather than put the shot up over the top of the Bruins team.
Those 2 points was for Steve Caldwell. Another foul called on the Dominoes side. So it'll be free throws for Bruins, 2 from the line. Debnam comes on, number 5 for Bruins. Gives a pat to Steve Caldwell as he will have 2 free throws. He doesn't know where the ball is. It's down there with referee Graham Brown.
And Dominoes really in disarray, Peter, after Leon Walsh went off, as we called it. He was beginning to exert some influence on the game, and Peter Robson pulled him off. And Dominoes really haven't recovered from that. They're going to have to now as they face a 9-point deficit.
Hill. Walsh is back on the court. They need all the firepower they can muster, Dominoes. The Bruins ball. Under 3.5 minutes left. Dominoes trail by 9 points. Adamson to Keller, comes straight back out. Messy basketball. Isn't easy, 2 points for Hill. Should have been. Knocked in by Roger Crop. Adamson cannons straight into Ward, acknowledges the foul. That's the first foul for Danny Adamson. Bruce Ward with Debnam right on him and fouling him. So that's 10 team fouls each.
Graham Debnam's second foul. Timeout called here.
Kurt Keller, the coach of the Bruins, died, obviously disagreeing with the call by referee Brown, just having a word to him. So they're going to both go into a huddle. Timeout called by Dominoes, and let's catch up with those scorers, Dave.
Yes, for the Bruins, Peter, Danny Adamson with 16 points is their major contributor. Steve Caldwell with 8 and Kurt Keller with 6. And for Dominoes, points more widely spread. Alden Ulrich with 9, Bruce Ward with 8, Leon Walsh 4, Roger Crop 2.
7 points the difference.
Yes, Dominoes will want to try and peg those 7 points back prior to half-time. I don't think they'd like to be going into the second half conceding a side like Bruins, you know, some sort of a lead in the order of 7 to 10 points. So they'll be flat out these last 2 minutes trying to peg that lead back. The scoring percentages to date are rather interesting. Bruins, surprisingly, have only converted 12 from 41 attempts for a 29% shooting percentage. And Dominoes' percentage, rather surprisingly, somewhat better at 36%, but hardly what you'd call encouraging shooting figures, Peter.
That was nice stuff from Bruce Ward, makes his 2 points. The difference 5 points in favour of Bruins. Debnam to Caldwell, defence by Ulrich. The ball comes back to him. Fast break was on, but couldn't get the pass away. Nice basket, Bruce Ward. The long ball by Debnam is a shocker. And I don't think he's too pleased with the throw by Debnam, Danny Adamson, quite rightly. Hill from the top of the key. It's off target. Good rebound by Bruce Ward, makes the 2 points, and we'll get another one.
Bruce Ward's 14th point, and he's really come to light in these last couple of minutes.
And all of a sudden the difference is 1 point. It was 7 matter of seconds ago.
Yes, Peter, we said that Dominoes would want to really pick up the tempo of their game and try and get back in it prior to half-time, and they've done exactly that.
Scores are dead level, 32 all. Just over 2 minutes left of the first half. And the game going in fits and starts. Very exciting for 30 seconds, a minute or so, and then it dies right away. Let's see if the momentum can be maintained. Adamson, 20 feet, makes no mistake. 34-32. 18 points for Danny Adamson in the match. Ward to Walsh. The foot stumping is by Danny Adamson. Perhaps it worked because the Bruins are away with it. 2 points for Ray Stearns. 36-32.
And as a result of that onslaught by Dominoes, Bruins have gone into a zone defence. Changed from their conventional man-to-man defence to a 2-1-2 zone offence, zone defence.
Is the man responsible for a second. Bruce Ward lost the ball though. Hemmed in there, Stearns. He hands it across via Steve Davey to Adamson, and he makes his 20th point. 38-32. Difference is 6 points again. Seem to be able to stretch it at will, Bruins. And that man's on target, Bruce Ward. 4 point difference, 34-38. Just 25 seconds left. Debnam makes 2 points.
Beautiful pass.
Scoring.
Beautiful pass there from Ray Stearns into Graham Debnam.
Dominoes' last chance to score in the half. Just 10 seconds left. They'll have to get the shot in. It'll have to come now. The hooter goes on the final siren. Well, the half-time siren anyway. And a flurry of scoring to end the first half. Perhaps that shows that we're in for a good second half. 40-36, a 4-point lead at half-time for the Glenorchy Bruins. Well, at half-time in the first semi-final, it's still anyone's match. City of Glenorchy Bruins lead the Dominoes by 4 points. The score's 40-36 after a very hot and cold first half. By hot and cold, I mean periods of tremendous shooting and good all-round basketball mixed with some periods of very indifferent play. We saw a furious finish to the first half. Let's hope that continues in the second. To look at the principal scorers so far in the match, David Beattie.
Thanks, Peter. Some interesting scoring statistics before we go to the major scorers. Bruins in the first half, from 46 attempts converted, 16 for a percentage from the field of 34 and a 66% from the free throw line. Their major scorers are Danny Adamson 20, Steve Caldwell 8 and Kurt Keller 6. And for Dominoes, who have converted 14 from 36 attempts for 39% from the field and 66% from the free throw line, their major scorers to date are Bruce Ward 17, Alden Ulrich 11 and Leon Walsh 4.
And to start off the half, a foul called on Bruins player Danny Adamson, and the ball from the side for Dominoes. Ball tipped away from Ward by Keller. Danny Adamson called again. Knocked away once again by Keller, so it's a stalemate.
Bruins started the first half playing a man-to-man defence and did particularly well, especially in the first 10 minutes or so. And then rather surprisingly, Coach Kurt Keller changed their defence to his own in the latter stages of the half and allowed Dominoes to get back in. But I notice now, Peter, that they've gone back to their man-to-man defence, which I think is a good move.
2 points the difference, 40-38.
Dominoes, on the other hand, playing a rather unusual 1-2-2 zone defence.
Stearns gives it to Davey. Foul called there on, looks like Ward, Bruce Ward. And they can't believe it, the Dominoes, especially Alden Ulrich, just having words there to referee Brown. So it's throws for Stearns. 2 more to make 2. To put his team 4 points up. There's the first of them. Rebound by Debnam. And that makes the difference, 5 points.
Dominoes had a little bit of trouble trying to contain the taller men of Bruins in the first half, and they're going to have to keep players like Graham Debnam and Danny Adamson away from the basket, not allow them to get those easy rebounds and tip-ins if they're to be able to contain the Bruins team.
This is Mel Hall. Walsh barges into Debnam. Kurt Keller was on the end of that attempted shot by Adamson to make the 2 points. His team, the Glenorchy Bruins, have kicked away to a 7-point lead. Good rebound by Adamson. Content to bring it down slowly. Ray Stearns. Defense by Mal Hall. Ulrich driving and makes the 2 points.
And in making that basket, Alden Ulrich has given Ray Stearns a little bit of a nudge, and not intentionally, of course, and Ray's made a rather large dent in the back brick wall there, I think.
And his head, I think.
Yes, fairly heavily too, Peter.
So it looks like Gow will come on to replace Stearns. 5 points the difference. And a headache for Ray Stearns. The magic towel, I wonder if that will do any good. And applause from the Dominoes part of the crowd there.
Let's hope that it's nothing very serious. Stearns a vital cog in the Bruins lineup, and if he's unable to come back on, then he'll be sadly missed.
Battle of the 2 number 7s, the one fouling Mal Hall. Alden Ulrich, I wonder if he gets a reward for finding a purse on the court. Don't ask me where that came from. Perhaps one of our cameramen dropped it over the side. I don't think any of them have got that much money. Certainly not enough to give Alden a reward.
It looked to be a fairly light one, Pete.
Keller. Fast break on for the Dominoes. Ulrich passes to Ward. Here's the man who is so exciting at the end of the first half.
It's a young player, Bruce Ward, Peter, and he's got a big future in the game, providing he continues to work hard and improve the way he has in recent months.
Roger Croft, nice basket, 3-point difference. Ulrich looking around for someone to give it to all the time. Had the ball knocked away. Adamson, nice pass to Graham Debnam. 2 points.
It's handy when you're that close to the basket, Pete. You don't even have to jump.
travel called on Bruce Ward by referee Brown. There's been a substitution called by Bruins. Debenham goes off. And for the first time tonight, Mel Conway on for the City of Glenorchy Bruins. Now living up in Burnie, so the West Coast has some representation here tonight. He's made the trip down. See if it's affected him. Good interception by Ulrich. 2 points for the State Director of Coaching. And for the Dominoes side, they're 3 points down on the Bruins. Just under 17 minutes left in the match. This to decide who is the first team to go through to the Top Shot Grand Final for 82.
But every time Bruins look like edging away, Peter, Dominoes come back at them. Then they're not going to let them get a big lead.
Roger Kropp draws the foul.
Substitutions called for both sides here. Ray Stearns coming back on. He doesn't look any the worse for wear. And Leon Walsh, who has run very hot and cold in the game so far, going off to give Glenn Ward a run.
Having words on the bench there with Coach Peter Robertson, perhaps telling him what it's like out there on the court and what he thinks might be the plan of action for the Dominoes to creep closer. They're doing that now thanks to 2 points from Roger Kropp. They're only 1 point down, 47-46. Foul called there on Ward. The man to go to the line, Mel Conway, and to attempt to get his name on the score sheet for the first time tonight. Not bad for your first shot at the basket. One more chance to drag the difference out to 3 points again. Tip in by Adamson, doesn't go in. The two Wards rather. This is Bruce. Gives it back to brother Glenn, who wasn't expecting it. Conway going all the way. Draws the foul. He seems to like that free throw line.
Yes, the Bruins are enjoying quite a distinct height advantage, Peter, and every time they pull one of their taller players off, they've got another one equally as tall to bring back on again. That's the case with Mal Hall coming on to replace Steve Cornwall. He's just as tall, if not taller. And this height advantage that Bruins are enjoying is presenting some headaches to Peter Robertson, coach of the Dominoes.
So the difference is 4 points, 50-46. Glenorchy Bruins lead. That would have been the shot of the night, shot of the season if that had gone down. Mal Hall.
I think he was trying to lob the ball into Alden Ulrich, but it went a little further than he intended.
I just wonder, last week in the Hobart League, Leon Walsh was rested, and he's only been on in fits and starts tonight. Has he got any injury worries?
I think he has a little bit of trouble with fibrositis in the shoulder, Peter, and maybe that's giving him a little bit of problem tonight. Leon, of course, no spring chicken, and I think his fitness is probably not as not quite up to scratch, and so by playing him in short bursts is probably the wise move, I feel, if they're trying to get a full game out of him.
It's a lovely move from the Dominoes, ending with Roger Kropp's 2 points, 50-48. They're off again. Bruce Ward to Kropp. Goes all the way, makes it. But he's fouled in doing so. Trying to put Stearns into the wall once again. Lifting the knee, Roger Kropp. A bit tough, Dave?
Yes, tough call there. Roger was obviously going to go all the way for the basket regardless of who was in his way, and The referee's called an intentional foul because he lifted his knee in doing so, but it's certain. I don't think Roger in any way was attempting to hurt Ray. He was just had his mind intent on going for the basket, and he did exactly that.
Alden Ulrich deep in conversation with Graham Kemp. Doesn't do any good because there's...
And because the foul was called intentional, Peter, this is the reason that the Bruins have got 2 shots. Any intentional foul results in 2 shots to the 2 free throws to the opposing team.
And 2 points for Bruins. Those points that Prop scored shouldn't count, Dave, should they?
Yes, they count, Peter, yes.
Well, that's why the scoreboard is 52-50. Down it goes for Stearns. He's got another 2. 54-50.
The reason that the points count, Peter, is that it was actually after Roger let go of the ball that he incurred the foul. So the shot was on its way, and thereby the points count.
Here's the break. Ward, if he can get the ball, he's got Hall away. A little unlucky.
Dominoes persevering with their 1-2-2 zone.
Foul called on Stearns for a change, say the Dominoes crowd. And a substitution back on Walsh. Off goes Ward, who hasn't had the effect on this second half that he did on the latter part of the first. Foul called on Conway. The active shooting, so 3 for 2 for Leon Walsh.
And both teams approaching the 8 foul line there, Peter. 6 team fouls to the Dominoes and 5 now to City of Glenorchy Bruins. So,
fouling with gay abandon in the first half. They're continuing it.
Yes, a couple of the players are getting into a little bit of personal foul trouble. For Bruins, Ray Stearns and Steve Caldwell both with 3 fouls. And for Dominoes, Roger Crock, Peter Windsor and Bruce Ward all with 3 fouls. So a couple of players they're going to have to be very careful as far as personal fouls go.
Leon Walsh's 2 points. Make it 54-52. They won't let them get away, the Dominoes, as Conway misses. Good rebound from Crock, gets Ulrich away.
Nice quick pass out too from Roger Crock.
Glenn Ward, Ulrich will get these 2. And the foul called on Stearns. The 2 will count. 1 free throw for Alden Ulrich. And the scores are already level. This is a chance for the Dominoes to hit the front for only the 2nd time tonight.
Dominoes like to employ this fast break game, and they've done it with quite a deal of success in the opening 7 minutes of this half, scoring a number of easy baskets. But on that occasion, they missed a rather easy tip-in.
They've still got it down there. Not if Danny Adamson can help it. He's knocked the ball out of court.
Just talking about Danny Adamson, he was in scintillating form in the first half, throwing 20 points, and at the 13.5-minute mark of this particular half, he hasn't added to his half-time score.
Roger Crock, and he puts his side 2 points up. Biggest break they've enjoyed all night. Perhaps now that they're there, they can work on it. Conway blocked well by Leon Walsh. The crowd starting to get behind Dominoes. Ball past the Crop. Foul on Walsh, charging in on Adamson. Keller have been absent for a while. There's the shot from Davey.
Hasn't had a lot of influence on the game, Kurt Keller. fast break situation on again for Dominoes. And Old Norwich makes no mistake.
3-on-1 there. Giving Bruins no chance. And they've dropped 4 points behind. Davey went in. Ball from the side for Bruins. Still with 12 minutes 38 left on the clock. No time for panic stations yet from the Bruins. And there's the first points of the half for Danny Adamson. 22. His personal tally in the match. 20, I think, is it? 22 is correct. Okay. He wins the rebound eventually. No. Knocked on well by Stearns across to Conway. Foul in there somewhere. I think it was against Dominoes. Against... must have been Glenn Ward, I think.
And that brings up the 8th team foul for Dominoes. So from here on in, every foul that is incurred by the Dominoes team will result in Bruins going to the free throw line for 2 free shots.
So they've got this 2-point lead, Dominoes.
Yes,
Dave,
Peter.
and so far in their clashes this season, they haven't enjoyed.
No, it hasn't been this close.
too often.
Bruins have been in better form, and Dominoes, I think, starting to worry Bruins with this rather unusual zone that they're employing, this 1-2-2. They're working out quite high and putting pressure on the Dominoes guards, bringing the ball down. And as a result, they've been able to get a number of steals and force the Bruins into error, and employed their fast break to good advantage. And this 2-point lead that they enjoy is something new for them, having chased Bruins all through the first half.
So as usual, Dominoes last to break. It's Bruins ball from the side. 58-56 is the score. 12 minutes 14 left in this match.
Dominoes can attribute their comeback in this half to a much better shooting percentage. They've up to 54% from the floor, and that's a big improvement on their first half effort.
Adamson, points 24 for him, 58 for his side. And we're all tied up with 11:53 to go. Substitution during that timeout. Peter Windsor, number 6, is on for Dominoes. Too tall was Walsh.
Nice steal there from Ray Stearns.
This is he. Pass through to Conway over the top to Adamson. 2 points. And they're back in front, the City of Glenorchy Bruins. Windsor to Ulrich. That's Hall. Glenn. Won't count. Starting to find his range now, Danny Adamson. 26 points for him, 62-58 the score in favour of Bruins.
Rather a strategic timeout called that last one, Peter. Dominoes are really rolling, and they had their game flowing, and they've come out after the timeout and lost. We've seen Bruins throw 6 points in a row, and their 2-point lead has been converted into a 4-point deficit.
Perspiration boy comes out to mop it up.
Alden Ulrich now using the time to try and get the Dominoes players back into the right frame of mind.
Kurt Keller adjusts his headband, and we're ready to continue. Adamson again. Like a herd of elephants coming down the court. Ulrich makes the 2. 60-62. Ulrich has thrown 21, and he's done them without too much fuss. And Mel Conway, Dave, since he came on, has played a very good game for the Bruins.
He has, Peter. He's exerted quite a bit of influence on the game. He's a player with a fair amount of ability, and he's made his presence felt in no mean fashion.
Well, initially it was a substitution called by Dominoes, the two Wards swapping places. The timeout came, and the difference is 4 points with 10:13 left on the clock. That's the crowd at Warrane here tonight. The black and white side on the left half of the court. They're behind the Dominoes, and the Bruins crowd are way there to the right. And Fozzie Bear in there with them.
Peter Robertson calling the timeout on this occasion to try and stem the tide.
That's not him, by the way.
Bruins have got away to this 4-point lead, and Peter will be trying to get the Dominoes players back on key and get their fast break game flowing again. The shooting percentages so far in the half: Dominoes have converted 9 from 17 for 53%, whilst Bruins have only managed 9 from 26 for 34%.
It's the one for Mel Conway. Five-point break for Bruins. Good interception there by Adamson, but it's still Dominoes ball. Roger Kropp, a little undecided. Tassie Devils player. Gives it to Peter Windsor. This is Ward, Bruce. Walsh usually would gobble that rebound in. He does on the floor, the big man. And the crowd loved it.
Good desperation there from Leon. He really threw himself headlong at the ball, and he regained possession for them, and they've come out of it with a jump ball.
Has the height advantage over Danny Adamson in this jump, but he's got some spring.
I rather think the jump ball was between Ray Stearns.
I didn't think Danny Adamson was anywhere to be seen.
I think they've worked a bit of a swifty there, Peter.
Got away with it. Let's see if it pays dividends. It does. There was no one there to collect. Here's old Ulrich. Rebound by Kropp. Lifts them off the Bruins, rather the Dominoes bench. Still 3 points down. Sterney is the call from Kurt Keller. Duly received it. Put it down. They got the break on here, Dominoes. They go all the way. Kurt Keller. Foul will be on Adamson. His third foul. 62-65 the score. Plenty of talking.
Daddy trying to indicate to the referees that he did in fact foul, that he had good defensive position. But the referee's right there, and it was the right call.
And the 2 points from Roger Kropp make the difference 1 point. Foul there. I think it could have been on Leon Walsh.
Yes,
Players not signalling as they should do to make it a little easier for us, but it was Walsh.
Fourth foul to Leon Walsh. So he's going to have to watch himself if he's to remain in the game. And really, Dominoes can't do without him. He's their only tall man, and he's got to be on there for rebounding strength.
One more chance for Conway to score his 2 points. Team fouls 10-6. Dominoes have the 10. And the 2 points go to Bruins. They lead by 3 points, 67-64. Davey runs into a brick wall in the form of Roger Cropp. Kurt Keller, the coach off target. Is Bruce Ward. This is all in Ulrich. 1 point difference, fast break on. Kurt Keller has a host of dominoes to beat. Gives the ball away to Ulrich. He and Roger Cropp starting to have an influence on the game. They combine well. Ulrich's 2 points. It's a total of 25 for him. Let's see if Keller can make more of it this time. Lame attempt. They're 1 point up, Dominoes. They have a very enthusiastic backing.
Kurt Keller, a couple of rather lazy shots there, Peter. He hasn't seemed completely fit to me in this game. He's been very tentative going for his shots. Quite unlike him, really. And at this stage of the game, he's only contributed 8 points to Bruins' score. And a player of his ability, we would have expected quite a deal more from.
That was a nice pass. And not a bad rebound. Let's see if he can do it this time. Well, the tip-in came from who?
I think Danny Adamson, yes. Peter, bring up point number 30 for Danny Adamson.
Travel there called by referee Brown on Bruce Ward. He runs away shaking his head. Not because he disagreed with the call, but because he's disappointed in himself. That's given the Bruins the ball. With 1 point the difference. It all counts at this stage. There's a nice 2 points for Adamson. 71-68's the score. Good work by Adamson to knock the ball to Keller. Adamson again.
It's really come alight in these last few minutes, Peter, and Bruins will be thankful of that. They were down a couple of points, and now they've extended their lead to 5.
He's thrown 34 points, Danny Adamson. That puts him in the list of the top scorers in the history of the competition. 2 points there. 2-4.
I think all Norrick.
We'll just clarify that, but the score is 73-68.
I think it was Alden Ulrich, which brings him up to point 27. 27 points for the game so far to Alden.
And the score is, in fact, 70-73, so it's all cleared up now with 6 minutes and 5 seconds left of this first semi-final. 3 point lead for Bruins over Dominoes, and there's a place in the Top Shot Grand Final hanging on this match. Kurt Keller, the coach of Bruins, knows that. I think he's telling them, Dave, that we've got the talent, we've got the height to win this match if we keep our cool.
Yes, I think all Bruins have got to do at the moment is pass the ball to Danny Adamson and let him do the rest. I think he's got their last 6 points in a row from some excellent offensive moves. And Dominoes are going to have to try and counter Danny's brilliance here if they're to remain in the game.
Well, 34 points for Danny Adamson. While talking about that, David, in the list of high scorers, that puts him equal 5th with Cliff Martin when he was playing for the Red Hoppers. Pass from Keller via the basket, got through to Stearns. He gives it to Adamson. He's thrown 36.
Exactly as we were saying, Peter, they've really got to try and combat Danny's brilliance here, otherwise Dominoes are going to find themselves in quite a deal of trouble.
They need that man on target, Bruce Ward. The difference is 3 points again.
There's that man again.
Keller didn't expect it. Mel Conway. Jump ball, almost. And Adamson yelling at referee Kemp that it was. Here's Mel Hall. Ball kept in well there by a desperate Hall. Gets it to Ward. And they lift the Dominoes supporters. Their team just down by the 1 point.
Bruce Ward doing as he did in the latter stages of the first half, Peter, converting a couple of nice baskets.
Here's Davey, long shot. No one up court for Ulrich, so he'll go it alone. Good defensive position there from Ray Stearns. Walsh hands off to the man who's hot, Bruce Ward, and he puts the difference 1 point in favour of Dominoes. 4 minutes, 15 left.
23 points to Bruce Ward.
They're fighting for the ball now, Dominoes, amongst themselves. Keane. Ulrich from 20 feet. Rebound by Conway, and he's off. Could have got the pass away a little earlier. Foul called on Windsor, and I think that will be his fourth.
Yes, four fouls to Peter Windsor.
That makes the team fouls 11 Dominoes, 6 for Bruins. Foul called by referee Kemp. The crowd go very quiet. Tense situation with 3 minutes 44 on the clock. Dominoes 76, Glenorchy Bruins 75.
Watch the beautiful shooting action of Kurt Keller. It's a very nice, easy flowing action.
And he's evened the scores.
Yes.
Bruce Ward lost the ball, but the hand of Adamson was in there. Mel Hall, the slow build-up, gives it to Walsh, who tries to hand off to him. Stearns going all the way. 2 points for Ray Stearns. Ulrich's on his back, and the foul's being called on Davey. I don't know whether you caught that or not, but Alden Ulrich went skating along on his behind for a good 5 feet.
Steve Davey, a very tough man in a crisis, experienced player, and these are the sort of conditions he relishes. 2 points the difference. Bruins lead. This is Dominoes, the black and white in attack. Mel Hall evens things up at 78 each. 3 minutes exactly left. And likewise, Mel Hall, a good pressure player, converting a nice 2 points there.
Ulrich got the one hand in, but there was Stearns to take it. Here's Keller. 80-78. One of the more high-scoring matches we've had so far. These two teams know what it's like to be just 1 point up, as Adamson almost lost it, but got it down for 2. Bruins are 4 up. Stearns was away in the crowd there. He was trying so desperately to block the run from Ulrich. Popping one in the face is Ward. He's down. Unintentional from Kurt Keller, I think. He comes across.
Both teams throwing everything in it in an attempt to get through to the Top Shot Grand Final, and a lot of desperation being shown by players from both sides. A little bit of breathing space now. Sides attempt to settle down.
Walsh makes the difference 2 points. Well, he will, hopefully, for Dominoes after this. Foul called on Conway.
And the 8th team foul being incurred by Bruins. So both teams into the 2 shots situation for every foul.
fixing up the net. Referee Graham Kemp. '80th point of the night for Dominoes comes from Leon Walsh. 80-82. Conway drives in and then fouls Ward, so he'll go up to have 2 free throws.
No, it's what's termed as an offensive foul, Peter. The player had the ball when he incurred the foul, so that it's not a two-shot situation.
Thank heavens you're here, David.
Nice pass off from Old Norwich to Roger Crop, but he failed to find the basket.
Arms and legs going everywhere in the key. Set it up's the call. Mel Conway shooting an imaginary ball. This one will be pretty real when he gets given it.
And that is the 5th foul for Leon Walsh. Hasn't been the dominating player in tonight's game that he was in the quarter-final game, where he won the Man of the Match award in their game against Devonport. But nevertheless, he's been a valuable contributor, particularly in the rebounding area. He's got a number of defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds, and he's going to be sadly missed in this final few seconds of the game.
Man coming on, talking to his brother Bruce, is Glenn Ward.
Pressure shots here from Malcolm Conway. 2 points the difference. Dominoes crowd pleased about that one.
That's it. I think the call came from Mel Conway. He knew he was on target that time.
And that's a handy lead, 3 points.
1 minute 40 left, and he makes it. 4 points the difference. So a big job in front of Dominoes. This is number 7 for them, Mal Hall. Building up slowly. Ulrich dispossessed, but it comes to Glenn Ward. Tip-in not successful from Crop. They've got the break on Bruins momentarily. Keller missed the shot, but knocked it down well to Conway. Here's Adamson. .40 points for Danny Adamson, so he equals the performance of Lindsay Houston last week. Foul against Davey. That's his 4th foul.
Gives Dominoes some sort of chance, Peter. Clock not going, and Old Norwich to shoot 2 shots. If he makes these, he can decrease the margin to 4 points.
The Bruins camp this time, who are happy with the miss from the free throw line.
Yes, uncharacteristic miss from Olden there.
5-point difference. Breaks on. That's slack defense as Stearns makes an easy 2 points. Punches the air. Wasn't the Kevin Bartlett 2-fisted punch, but it was good enough. Here's a long shot from Mal Hall. Giving the ball away now, Dominoes.
Yes, they had to put the ball up, Peter, with time running out.
It's only 36 seconds left, and it looks like Bruins through to the grand final. They lead by 7 points, 88-81.
Kurt Keller telling his charges that the game isn't over yet, that there's still 36 points on there and they've got to consolidate.
Well, Adamson's chance to make it 42 for himself tonight. Just 1 left. Very loose, very cool is Danny Adamson. as he makes the difference 8 points, and with only 35 seconds left, that is out of the reach of Dominoes. They've got the ball from the side. Very anxious is Hall. They say have a shot to Alden Ulrich. The rebound won by Kurt Keller.
Ray Stearns bringing the ball up for Bruins. Nice skills from Ray Stearns with a behind-the-back dribble. Jump ball between Mal Conway and Glenn Ward with 19 seconds remaining in the game. Bruins leading by 8 points. Vital tap for Dominoes if they're to have any chance whatsoever. Tap goes to Ray Stearns. Steve Davey. Steve Davey doesn't miss those in a pressure situation. And that just about seals the game for Bruins with a 10-point lead, 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Mal Hall from a long way out. Kurt Keller, desperation there, fouls Mal Hall. But a rather belated comeback by Dominoes with 9 seconds remaining only in the game. Ray Stearns being substituted off and Steve Corwell coming on. And Mal Conway, who's been a very steady player in the second half, and he's been a valuable contributor. Timeout called for Bruins with 9 seconds remaining. The high scorers in the game so far for Bruins: Danny Adamson 41, Kurt Keller 11, Ray Stearns 11, and Mal Conway 10 points, all in the second half. And for the Dominoes, Alden Ulrich with 28, Bruce Ward 23, and Roger Kropp 16. Well, it's only a matter of going through the motions. And Bruins through to their first ever Top Shot Grand Final. Malcolm Hall shooting 2 shots. First one leaves a little short. Second one a little long. Let's see if he can split the difference and put it right through the middle with his third. Third shot is good. Difference 9 points and 9 seconds remaining in the game. Kurt Keller, long pass to Danny Adamson. Danny will use the time. Passes off to Mal Conway. And the basket goes in right on the siren and will count to give Bruins an 11-point, very meritorious 11-point victory over Dominoes. And they will go through to the grand final of Top Shots to play the winners of next week's second semi-final between Burnie and Pecunis. We'll cross down now to Peter G for the Valerne Man of the Match Award.
Danny Adamson, our man of the match in the first semi-final of ABC Top Shot. Congratulations, Danny. Great team performance.
Feels good, feels good. Got a bit shaky there for a while, but we came back.
That must
worked hard.
Give you confidence going into the grand final.
It does. Now we meet one of 2 top teams, either Pecunis or Burnie. They both will be a hard side to play against.
You have no preference out of which one you'd like to meet?
Nah.
Not giving much away, Danny Adamson.
These 2 teams are that good that I don't want to play either one of them. But we have to, and we will face the challenge. We'll be there. We will be there.
Okay, confident Danny Adamson going into the grand final. His team, Glenorchy Bruins, Valerne man of the match for tonight. Congratulations, Danny. We'll see you in the grand final. Okay, that's the Top Shot first semi-final.
They weren't very happy after the first game, I could tell, because Simon hasn't been talking to me for a couple of weeks, so I certainly put it together today.
what effect did that try just before half-time, the one that took them out to 19-3, what effect did that have on the game as far as
I think
you guys
that was
were
a
concerned?
crucial one. We'd said we wanted to keep the ball in pretty close and pretty tight on the sideline, and unfortunately the backs moved it out wide and made an error, and I think your try came from that.
That's right,
that was a turning point in the game. I think at the 13-3 we would have been reasonably happy.
Even so, New Zealand ran in that brilliant try towards the end with Pokeri, and then Fraser getting the touchdown at 19:16, 8 minutes to go. Did you think you still may have got up?
Obviously we were still in the game, but I think the backs might have just kicked a little bit too much in the last 3 or 4 minutes. You've got to have, even in windy conditions like this with the wind behind you, you've got to keep the ball and keep playing with it. We gave it back to them too many times.
And Mark, the toss of the coin obviously vital for the outcome of this match.
Well, that's right, yeah. With the wind blowing like that, I think it's essential to get points on the board early. It showed, 2 test matches in a row.
Well, it's all on now for the third test, and any thoughts from this distance?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I think 1-1, it's be a great crowd game for the next game in Auckland.
Yeah, it puts a bit of life in the Surge now, and I think both sides will be looking forward to the match next week, or next 2 weeks.
And Mark, as I said, we are going live to Australia. Any messages for friends and followers across the
Oh,
territory?
no, just my girlfriend and my family, that's all.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, Mark. Commiserations, Graham. Let's hope we have a good game in Auckland.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, man.
The two captains here under the stand at Athletic Park. Very shortly, highlights of today's match.
So there it was, 2 great sportsmen, 2 great rugby players in Graham Murray and Mark Ella. And I think Mark Ella might also have a word of encouragement to the Randwick Rugger Club, who have not done terribly well while the Wallabies have been away. But what a day it was for the Australians this afternoon. And credit to the Australian coach, Bob Dwyer, Trevor, who really plotted the downfall of the All Blacks this afternoon. He did it so well with his loose forwards, edging out New Zealand's loose trio today. A final word from Trevor Allen.
Well, the only thing that I can say back to Australia was this side has done a magnificent job. When you remember, they came without 10 or 11. They've done it well, and they're going to go on and finish it off pretty well, I think, at Eden Park.
Trevor Allen, and I'm sure you'll all be joining us for that Bledisloe Cup deciding test at Eden Park, Auckland. 1-1 in the Bledisloe Cup, Australia winning by 19 points to 16. Gordon Bray and Trevor Allen at Athletic Park, Wellington for ABC Sport.
Just a reminder that you can join us a little bit later on this afternoon at 3:15 for our live coverage of Sydney Rugby League, the great match between Western Suburbs and St George. Right, now it's time for basketball action, though, as we replay for you the grand final from last night's Top Shot 1982 with Glenorchy Bruins playing Pukunas.
With 2 Hobart sides playing off in a Top Shot grand final for the first time, particularly we've got a capacity crowd at Warrane Stadium. To recap on the semi-finals, good evening once again to Dave Beattie.
Thank you, Roger. Well, the City of Glenorchy Bruins really had to work hard to defeat Dominoes in the first semi-final, whilst Pukunas trailed for most of their match against a determined Burnie Tigers, and it was not until the dying minutes of the second half that they were able to overwhelm the Tigers to register a 13-point victory. The 2 grand finalists, therefore, are Pukunas and Bruins, both from Hobart.
State Director of Coaching Alden Aldrich this year played with Dominoes in the Top